Chief Justice Bart Katureebe, who was the chief guest at the launch of a book entitled When Courts Do Politics, said the recent rearrest of Dr. Ismail Kalule at the High Court International Crimes Division in Kampala deeply saddened him after he watched the incident on NTV. Dr. Kalule, who has been on remand at Luzira prison for nearly 5 years over terrorism charges, was granted bail by Justice Moses Muchibi, but police and plainclothes security agents whisked him off in a civilian-registered minivan.
In the evening, I put on NTV and I saw the tail end of the president of the Law Society reading a statement about what had happened in court. I didn't know anything about it. And then I saw the picture of the minibus and so on. And it gave me a sleepless night that here we are again. At 7 o'clock, was to call the president and say, why has this happened again?
Giving his remarks about the book, Chief Justice Katureebe said that during the 2016 election petition, where Amama Mbabazi challenged President Yoweri Museveni's re-election, the Supreme Court justices treaded carefully while making their decision on the petition.
You now read the Constitution. Article 104, Clause 4, I think, or 5, says if you find that indeed the election should be nullified, you nullify it. You found the commission was incompetent. You found the commission is partisan. Everything that has been described of that. Then you say, but we reward you. We ask you to give us a free and fair election in 20 days.
All the 9 justices unanimously upheld the election, saying the petitioner Amama Mbabazi did not submit no cognate evidence to warrant the nullification of President Museveni's election and ordering a fresh election. The Chief Justice said the nullification of a presidential election has grave consequences and the justices must be alive at that fact.
We just have to look at the fundamentals. Can we, for example, say, if the Electoral Commission is found to be the body that messed up our election, the judges should order that the people on that Electoral Commission should never again be allowed to hold their elections. And therefore hold someone accountable and delay a little longer, but with a view to having a completely free and fair, properly prepared election. Not having one for the sake simply because you have to nullify.
However, the Supreme Court made a number of recommendations on electoral reforms and the Chief Justice is concerned that the executive has not done much to implement them nearly 2 years later. The court directed the Attorney General to report back on the progress of implementation after 2 years. The author of the book, When Courts Do Politics, Professor Joyo Loka Onyango, who is a lecturer of constitutional law at Makerere University, said presidential elections put the Supreme Court in a very difficult position since the presidency is the pinnacle of politics.
They are placed between the hard rock or the hard place of civil society and opposition pressure to be faithful to the constitutional promise of genuinely free and fair elections, and the rock of executive reaction and backlash should they declare that they were not.
In the book, When Courts Do Politics, the author also extensively explores public interest litigation, the question of gender and the courts, constitutionalism and the role of the courts, and much more.